just going back to what you said because, I questioned CD's. I was like, yo, you not like the way you playing right now. You not on the level of AJ Brown. Are you as good as Devontae Smith? And see, here's the deal. It was the thing what I said, right? It's not what I said. It's the intent behind it. And see,
brother,
my intent is to motivate CD Lamb to get to where he is now. And it worked. It motivated him. Play the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart. And one time. Highly anticipated. The trailer was great.
Ant-Man, who said that?
Ant-Man, yeah, pretty much. Highly anticipated. But when you go see it, it doesn't live up to the bill. And so this was the game where everybody's looking forward to, like, oh my God, both teams lost last week. They need this game for the division. Injuries.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow.
Straight out of the gate. Mark Andrews got hurt. He's out for the year. Mm-hmm. Then Lamar got hurt, but then he came back into the game. Mm-hmm. And then the final nail in the coffin, Joe Burrow hurt his wrist, out for the rest of the game. Then we find out.
Out for the rest of the season.
Yep, you got to get season-ending surgery.
Mm. And see, here's the thing, because there was this conversation about the type of tackle that was
the hip drop tackle.
Is it Logan Wilson?
Yeah, I think
Logan Wilson. He tackled Mark Andrews. And listen, man, how are they supposed to tackle, man? If you're taking all these different type of ways for them to tackle, how are they going to tackle without getting flagged for it? That's my thing. Like, I get it. It's a dangerous sport. At the end of the day, it's a dangerous sport. You're going to get hit. It's going to hurt. It's going to sting. Get over it. It's a dangerous sport. You're risking your health every snap, regardless. I don't like all this stuff. Oh, they got to take that tackle out the game. Bro, they've taken so much out of the game when it comes to tackling and stuff like that.
Hear him out, though. If that specific type of tackle is consistently causing injuries, would it not be irresponsible to at least look at it?
I mean, you could look at it, but how many injuries have we seen from that type of tackle?
Quite a bit. Actually.
I mean,
mostly ankle and.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen quite a few actually.
That was the hip.
The hip drop tackle.
Hip drop tackle. I've seen quite a few injuries. Well, maybe they need to show more of it because I haven't seen. Maybe they need to have a compilation of those type of tackles.
It wouldn't be hard to put together. I'll tell you that much.
All I know is that the players, the defensive players, there's only so many ways that they can tackle. And if you take that out of the game, how are they supposed to tackle? They just gonna be flag football out here. Like the whole defensive receiver, that whole rule, I agree with. That is crazy. Like, remember Emmanuel Sanders against the Rams?
Oh my goodness,
dude. Here comes the boom. Here comes the boom.
Thought he was dead or something, man.
Oh, my God. See, those type of tackles, that needs to go out of the game because that's not a football move at all. You just out there targeting, trying to get dudes out of the game. Like, I don't respect that at all. But this right here, it's like, how can they tackle? Like, if you take that out, what other type of ways can they tackle for real? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's just the fact that when you are chasing someone from behind and you get a hold of them, and it's like you're swinging your body weight and you're going down. There's only two places you can land. Mm-hmm. You got to land somehow beside them while tackling them, or you land directly on their legs. That's the only issue with that tackle, but it's going to be hard to get these players down, man. Mark Andrews, that's a big dude. So
it's a dangerous sport at the end of the day. It's a dangerous sport.
I don't know. If I've seen quite a few injuries happen from them type of tackles.
Didn't Tony Pollard get injured?
Yes,
I heard
he got injured from that tackle too.
Yeah, so I just think it's such a hard thing to do because honestly, the defenders today, are the best defenders. Like because just the rules that they have to sort of abide by, and like compared to the players, in the 90s and the early 2000s, like they were able to get away with a lot of stuff. And the fact that if you're a great defensive player in this day and age, salute to you, because that's very difficult. Like a Fred Warner, like salute to him, because it takes a lot of skill to be that great with all those rules up against them. Sure. It's really hard. And so cornerbacks, all this other stuff, like you have to salute. That's why when it's all said and done and you hear players like, oh, I'm ranking this corner from the 2010s ahead of, like, I don't know, somebody from the 90s. Like you have to understand how the rules have changed and how it protects the offensive players in a way that just we haven't seen in any other sport. Even I think football, there's more rule change than it is in the NBA when it comes to protecting the offensive players. Even though NBA has sort of changed the rules when it comes to I forgot what, hand checking and stuff like that. But NFL, the amount of rule changes every so often, oh my God, like it would be a struggle being a defensive player.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, but yeah, speaking of that game, Joe Burrow, there's controversy regarding in terms of his wrist, right? Yeah. Was his wrist injured before the game? Why didn't they put it on the injury report? Because he had a sleeve on before the game. They caught it in 4K. They're doing an investigation on it. Just what is your thought on the situation?
The Bengals look very guilty because not only did they get caught, they tried to scrub the evidence, and that's rule number one of getting in trouble. You do not try to hide the evidence when you got caught like that. Mm-hmm. So it's just not a bad look for the Bengals. They've been pretty shady about injuries in the past and stuff, especially like regarding Joe Burrow's calf and still letting him go out there, potentially risk injuring it more. But, yeah, it's not a good look for the Bengals at all.
No.
Not at all. And they better hope the league don't find something wrong. Because, yeah. They already don't got a first-round pick, so.
Here's the thing with the Bengals, right? Number one, they don't have a first-round pick this year.
Not that I
what?
believe so.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Where did the first-round pick go? Where did it go? Bengals draft pick. Hold on.
Oh, they got the 18th pick currently on Tankathon.
Okay, all right. So I was about to say, where did it go? Who did they trade it for? Because I'm looking at if they traded that big, I hope it's the offensive lineman. Because listen, here's the problem with drafting a quarterback without a good O-line. Stuff like this is going to happen where those hits, those tackles, they add up. And see, you look at Joe Burrow now, and he's fragile. He keeps getting these ticky-tacky injuries. Why? Because their O-line sucks. Now, they've tried to spend money, go down free agency, draft it's not working. Joe Burrow, he's fragile now. And that's the problem when you draft a quarterback and your team, your trenches is not taken care of. It's going to be a disaster. That's why Andrew Luck, he retired early. Josh Allen, he's starting to get hurt. Like injury, you look at the injury report, he has a shoulder.
Oh yeah.
So if I'm an organization, take care of your trenches before you draft a QB, because oh my gosh, these quarterbacks are not invincible. These quarterbacks can be fragile if you don't take care of them. And see, in this day and age, with the way that the linebacker position, how fast they are coming off the line, you have to be mobile too.
Yeah.
So not only does the quarterback have to be mobile, but you need to have a good old line to preserve his health. And see, Joe Burrow, because of the old line being terrible the past few years, and their scheme, another thing, their scheme drives me crazy because they want to throw the ball like 30, 40 yards, but their O-line is not good enough to withstand that. And see, I think I said this before about Zach Taylor, but but I think he's a product of Lou Anarumo being a great defensive coach and Joe Burrow's greatness. I don't know what he does, but I'm telling you this right now, Joe Burrow, he's doing some magic. He's like Peyton Manning when it comes to the Bengals, because I don't think Zach Taylor is really doing anything that's helping Joe Burrow. I think he's just a figurehead. He's just out there just chilling, because I really don't think he's doing anything significant to help Joe Burrow at all. I think Joe Burrow is just that good. Because I'm looking at that offense. What is so creative about the Bengals offense? It's a Madden offense. It's like 4 verticals, go cook. Hey, HB blast. HB right. Like it's a bunch of simple concepts. And they're just throwing the ball, they're airing it out instead of quick 5-yard routes. Get the ball out of your hands 2 seconds. Try to make it so the pass rush doesn't get to Joe Burrow so quickly. It's none of that. We're going to air it out 30, 40 yards. Jamar Chase, just beat your defender.
Exactly.
Not designing it. No design type of thing. T. Higgins, no design type of play for him. Nothing schematically to get them open. It's just, hey, we're just a better athlete. That's what frustrates me. And, we hear a bunch of people in the group chat want to criticize Joe Burrow. Oh, Joe Burrow got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But you're saying he better than this guy, but he got all that talent. Well, it's not just talent. It's about, all right, what's the coaching? What's the scheme looking like? Because you need to scheme guys open. It doesn't matter how talented they are. You need to scheme them open as well. What's the O-line looking like? But they want to ignore that because they want to push narratives. But anywho, on the Ravens side of things, I'm concerned because of Mark Andrews' injury. Because I think that if the Ravens came out of that game healthy, man, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City, it would have gotten really scary. But because of no Mark Andrews, I'm concerned. And then Odell got hurt too. He'll be back, but he got hurt again. I think it was a shoulder injury.
Yeah. This guy can't catch a break.
I'm looking at the Ravens. Their schedule is not too bad. They are going to get some rest very soon. So they have a really good schedule for them. But overall, because Mark Andrews is going to be out for the remainder of the year, Kansas City. I think it's Kansas City going away. I don't see another team beating them. I think the Ravens was the team to knock them off.
Sure.
Because the Browns, Sean's out.
Yeah.
Steelers, they're not good. That record is fooling people. The Bengals have no Joe Burrow. Yeah, Jaguars, we're going to get to them in a minute. They had that window. They had it, unless Isaiah Likely just comes out of nowhere and turn, like with Trey McBride, like what Trey McBride is doing with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
If he does something like that, then okay, but I just don't see that happening. It just seems like missing Mark Andrews is gonna hurt him.
Yes, but they have an elite defense.
But I heard they're not really good when stopping the run. I heard they're not really good at that area. Like, I think their defense
Joe Mixon did have a pretty solid game. So yeah,
I look at their defense, and their strength is in the secondary and the linebackers with Roquan and Patrick Queen. But when it comes to that front four, I don't know if they'll be able to really get to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, I will say that their secondary is really formidable, and schematically, they do a really good job to confuse teams. But when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs, you need to put a hat on Patrick Mahomes, and I just don't see them doing it. And so because of that, offensively, we know Kansas City defense is pretty damn good. And without Mark Andrews, are they going to be able to move the ball effectively enough against Kansas City? And I don't see it because they don't got Mark Andrews.
Well, we'll just have to see, man. I still like the Ravens, but The Chiefs, man, good grief. They keep getting break after break.
Break after break.
The two biggest ops lost some of their top talent.
Yeah.
This is getting ridiculous, man.
Yes. The Bengals, your season, their season's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake
They're
Brown.
finished.
Yeah, pretty much. All
He ain't look as bad as Tommy DeVito, but
oh yeah, for sure. I don't think anybody's gonna look as bad as Tommy DeVito. But yeah, Jamar Chase owners, fantasy owners, God bless you, because that
man, our man's has the worst luck
I know,
ever.
right? Oh my God, dude, it's amazing. It's really amazing. Okay, let's go to Week 11, NFL, and
this week is not very.
It's not. This is like a red zone type of week where you just turn on red zone.
Fellas, if you have a lady you want to take out, this would be the perfect Sunday to do it, because these games not hitting on anything.
They're not hitting on nothing. Yeah.
If I gambled, I wouldn't gamble on any of these games.
So here we go. All right. So the first game on the docket, Chargers versus Packers. I'm going to go with the Chargers this game.
Yes, easily.
Yeah, because I will say this, though. I'm not a big fan of the Packers. Well, I'm a fan of the Packers. But in terms of, like, believing they'll win, I'm not a huge believer. But I will say the Chargers, they could charger it up and lose this game. I hope not, because I want my team to get Drake May. But if you want to look at maybe an upset pick, I mean, the Chargers are -3. I guess this is maybe a game you could say, okay, this is my upset pick of the week, but I still have the Chargers win this game.
Yeah. The Packers are at home, so they think the Chargers will win by a touchdown at least. So.
Cleveland is -2 versus the Steelers.
Interesting.
Well,
it's a trap.
The Browns are at home, but it's DTR. Give me the Steelers this game.
Yeah, I'm going Steelers. They gonna continue the Mickey Mouse wins, and yeah.
Texans versus Cardinals. I'm gonna go with the Texans on this one.
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yes.
You believe in Kyler Murray? That new. He brings the, and also James Conner is back as well. You believe the offense is gonna have that juice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Trey McBride is coming into his own, so yeah, man.
Okay.
I believe in the Cardinals.
What did I tell you last week? I told you that's the upset pick of the week. The Cardinals over the Atlanta Falcons. I was right. I knew Arthur Smith was gonna stink it up. He did get my boy B. John the ball though. I have to say that, but it didn't really matter, and he still has a job. I'm very shocked. He still has a job. It's unbelievable. All right, let's go to the Titans versus Jaguars. Give me the Jaguars this game.
Yeah, Jaguars should demolish the Titans. I don't care if it's a divisional matchup. They got to put something up that shows that they're a serious team.
I have to say this about the Jaguars. We talked about this a few weeks ago when it comes to, remember I talked about Calvin Ridley and the reason why he's not getting he's not getting the volume that we expected. It's because Doug Peterson relinquished his offensive coordinator role and gave it to this guy, I forget his name, whoever he is. He said, "Hey, I'll be head coach. You go be the offense coordinator." And when I tell you that this offense is a bronze Madden playbook from Ultimate Team, I'm dead serious. Like
Press Taylor, that's the offensive
Press Taylor is horrible. He does nothing creative at all. It's the same old type of plays, like, oh, we're gonna do out routes, we're gonna do shallow crosses. It's nothing creative at all. And I was reading this one post from somebody who was like, yeah, we're just gonna have Calvin Ridley. If the defense wants to scheme Calvin Ridley out of the game, then okay, that's cool. We'll take what the defense gives us. And I'm like,
that's what he said?
Nah, it's just this guy, he wrote this thing, I forget who it was, But that's pretty much what it was. Like, it's just, okay, the defense is going to scheme Calvin Ridley out of the game, and then Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram will get the ball or something like that.
Gotcha.
And that's the whole story of the season. They put the top corner on Calvin Ridley. They have Calvin Ridley running a streak, Calvin Ridley running whatever route the hell it is, and then Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram are supposed to get open. Well, guess what? You played a real defense, and they looked terrible. They looked awful. So why is Trevor Lawrence, why does he look so bad? Well, part of it is Trevor Lawrence. But the second thing is the OC is terrible. I want you, man, go look at all 22. That offense is laughable.
Okay.
They're getting by ETN, and that's it. It's really ETN that's been carrying that offense because everything else is terrible. And I'm surprised Doug Peterson hasn't said, give me back the OC role. I'll take over. Because this dude right here sucks. Press Taylor sucks. I hate to say it. You have Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, and you don't know how to use them properly. You don't know how to scheme them open creatively. Like, there's no, like, they'll put Calvin Ridley in motion barely. And when they put him in motion, it's like a wide receiver sweep. It's like some stupid ass Madden basic generic play that I've used in Madden before. That is so predictable. The plays are so predictable. Oh my gosh. It's unbelievable. And then Trevor Lawrence, he's to blame as well because he doesn't let the play progress. Because Calvin Ridley will be open, but he either doesn't look at his way or he doesn't let the play progress, and he just goes to his first. He'll go to Christian Kirk because he's open at the 5-yard route, but Calvin Ridley's open at the 15-yard route, so he's to blame also. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Travis Etienne is carrying that offense. Had people fooled. Oh, they going to the championship game. No, they not. They fool's gold. That 6-3 record is fool's gold. That defense and running game is carrying them. Richard Sherman is absolutely right. The defense and running game is carrying them. Trevor Lawrence, you are not a dude. You've never been a dude. I'm still waiting for that elite quarterback that people were projecting you to be, that generational quarterback that people were projecting you to be. I have not seen it. I don't think we're going to see it because another thing is the O-line stinks. Yes. That O-line, I said it weeks ago. I was like, is the reason why Trevor Lawrence is not throwing to Calvin Ridley is because he doesn't have enough time? Is the reason why he's not throwing to Calvin Ridley is because schematically the OC is saying, well, I don't trust the O-line, so we're going to try to get the ball out of Trevor Lawrence's hands. And there was a stat that pretty much showed that Trevor Lawrence, he throws the ball like 2.5 seconds majority of the time. Like, he's getting it out of his hands. That's why he always goes to Christian Kirk in the slot, and Evan Ingram in the slot. It's because he doesn't have enough time. He doesn't trust his offensive line. So it's a combination of different things overall, and I don't think it's going to get better. They're lucky they play in a bad division.
Yeah, that division is pretty stinky.
They're very lucky. All right, here we go.
But speaking of Richard Sherman, right quick. He couldn't have been more wrong about CeeDee Lamb. This dude said CeeDee Lamb was not a wide receiver one. And you know what CeeDee Lamb did? Instead of complaining, but he got on that field and put up 150-plus yards and 10-plus catches in 3 consecutive games. First time done in NFL history, by the way. This man has been playing out of his freaking mind. He is currently, I believe, 3rd in yards in the league, and that's after having a slow start off to the season. Who knows if he was playing like this earlier in the season? If Mike McCarthy just said, you know what, we gonna have them play the Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams buddy ball system, we don't know what he could have been leading the league in yards. CeeDee Lamb is playing like a top 3 receiver right now, and you want to know why? It's because he's so versatile. People be calling him slot boy. He has similar yardage from inside and the outside, so it doesn't make sense to call him slot boy. He's eating everywhere on the field. You can put him anywhere, he's gonna get his, and he's gonna get it against elite corners like Darius Slay too. So man, man, and we're going to just get to the prediction since we already talked about the Cowboys. I hope we demolish the Panthers. The spread is 10.5 points. I thought it would be higher, but we are on the road, so they get 3 points. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Cowboys will win. Point blank, period. And we play at 1 p.m. We're a different team at 1 p.m. So
yeah. I have the Cowboys as well. Just going back to what you said, because I questioned CD's. I was like, yo, you not like the way you playing right now. You're not on the level of AJ Brown. Are you as good as Devontae Smith? And see, here's the deal. It was the thing what I said, right? It's not what I said. It's the intent behind it. And see,
brother,
my intent is to motivate CD Lamb to get to where he is now, and it worked. It motivated him. Finally, the Cowboys woke up. I thought Jerry Jones was trying to sabotage CD so he wouldn't give CD the money that he wants. I guess not.
I did too, honestly. I honestly did. I did too. I'm not going to lie to you.
He was like, oh, we want to spread it around and stuff. I'm like, spread it around? Excuse me? What?
Something must have happened over that bye week in that organization, because even Jerry Jones is coming out, who is notorious for being, we're going to run the ball. He said we're going to pass to open up the run. I thought they put an imposter at that podium when he said that, because I've never heard Jerry say anything like that before. Mm-hmm. Whatever analytics department they hired, they must have instilled something into Jerry and Stephen Jones, because I've never heard them say anything like that before.
They said, hey, when Dak throws the ball this amount of times, guess what? When Dak throws the ball to CD this amount of times, you guys are undefeated. Like, I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm so glad that finally they're using CD like a wide receiver one. It's about time. Like, he's that good. I don't understand. Like, why did it take this long? Why did it take to the Chargers game to finally realize, like, oh my God, CD's actually really good?
It's funny because we was last year towards the end of the year, we was throwing at the CD a lot more too. So it's just funny. It's just stuff just comes back around, man. And we finally getting Brandon Cooks involved. Finally having him run deep post and stuff. I'm like, the dude still runs like a 4.4 at least. Just tell him to get out there and run.
You know what it is? I think Mike McCarthy, coming into the season, they talked about, we're going to run the ball. And you know what they realized? They realized Tony Pollard's not that dude. Tony Pollard's not him. He's not that guy.
Also, we can't run block to save our daggone lives.
Exactly. Bro. So, you know what Mike McCarthy said? I'm like, all right, bro. Like, we're gonna throw the ball. I'm going to give Dak Prescott the reins. I'm going to finally feed CeeDee Lamb, and that's what we're going to be. We're going to be a pass-happy team, and, hey, it's working. He's like, I'm going to go back to my roots with Green Bay, with Aaron Rodgers. We're going to throw the ball 1,000 times, and that's that. And I'm happy for it.
You have the quarterback to do it. Like, I don't understand. Mm-hmm. We've seen Dak consistently been able to perform well when he's throwing the ball. And when you combine that with scheming guys open and good route concepts, this is the product you get.
It's because I think the thing is
you know what I thought? You know what I think? And I think they were trying their best to limit Dak's turnovers, even though it was really a non-issue outside of that 1 year. They weren't trying to let him off the leash, so to speak.
They wanted to go back to his first year, pretty much,
or his earlier years where they kept him. They like don't want him to try to do too much and possibly put the ball in danger, but he's at his best when he's out there slinging the ball. Yeah. We saw it in 2020. We saw it in 2021 before his calf got injured, and we saw it towards the end of the year.
And I think and when you trade for Brandon Cooks, when you draft CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb is a Pro Bowl caliber wide receiver the past 2 years.
Pro last year.
Like, come on now. Like, you have to sling the rock. Like, you cannot just say, oh, we're just going to run the ball with Tony Pollard. Like, no, bruh. Like, you paying all this money to these really good receivers for a reason, and you gave Dak all that money for a reason. You have to sling the football. You have to. So, yeah. I'm glad they're doing it. All right, let's go. Bears versus Lions. This is an easy one. This is Lions all day. Justin Fields. My boy, Justin Fields is coming back. Whoa.
You know what's funny? In my other fantasy league, I have Justin Fields on my bench. but I'm not starting him. He
started.
was my starting QB. Then he got hurt, so I had to play Jordan Love.
Uh-oh.
I'm starting Josh Dobbs instead of Justin Fields.
That's interesting. Hey, go right ahead. Do you, man. All right, let's go. Giants versus.
Oh, I didn't give my prediction.
Oh, what's your prediction?
Lions.
Lions.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll say.
I need David Montgomery to have a quiet game because I'm playing him in fantasy.
I'll say this. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Bears win because I need the Packers to have a better record than the Bears.
You're not getting Drake May, man.
Okay, well,
you will get J.J. McCarthy and you will like it.
I'm telling you, all this J.J. McCarthy talk is just. I'm telling you, like, he's not gonna be a top 10 pick. I'm telling you this right now. You heard it first. He's not gonna be a top 10 pick. This is what they do in college football right now. They try to hype these players up, but then when we get to the evaluation period, when people are watching film, just like with Will Levis, just like with all these other quarterbacks, Drew Locks and all that, guess what they do? They slide second round. Same thing's going to happen with J.J. McCarthy. I'm telling you.
Possibly. I don't think he's all that great, but.
All right, let's go to the next game. Giants versus Commanders. This might be the highest spread I've seen for a Commanders game in forever. 8.5 points. I'm going to go with the Commanders this game.
Yeah, Tommy DeVito's horrible.
I hope the Giants win, though, but I don't see it happening.
Oh, because you want the higher pick. This man is this is crazy. Yeah, the Commanders they're going to dog walk them probably. But for some reason, the Giants always play the Commanders.
That's what I'm
super
saying,
close.
though. That's what I'm saying.
No matter who they got at QB, they always find a way to beat the Commanders. It's crazy.
Come on.
It's the kryptonite.
Giants. Come on. All right, let's go Buccaneers versus 49ers. Give me the 49ers going away.
I think I know the Eagles are still doing their thing, but they're the best team in the NFC, like hands down, in my opinion. From top to bottom, rooter to the tutor, I think they're just better. And that Chase Young addition just solidified the defensive line even more. I don't know how the league allowed that. They should have gave it the Chris Paul to Lakers veto.
Chase Young gonna eat on that defense. Oh my God, him and Nick Bosa is gonna be scary hours.
12-point spread. Good grief.
Good God Almighty. Jets versus Bills.
This is a do or die game for the Buffalo Bills. They have lost their last 5 games, 5 out of 6 games, something like that.
Something like that.
This is a do or die game. If they lose here, there may be some firings the next on Monday because they need to win desperately. They can't afford to lose to Zach Wilson again. You get swept by the Jets that's starting Zach Wilson. Somebody's got to get fired.
I have to say this. Robert Saleh, he screwed this team. He gave this team the middle finger.
How so?
The fact that you are continuously starting Zach Wilson is a disgrace. The fact that you didn't trade for a Joshua Dobbs, for somebody, a Jameis Winston, what the guy from the Commanders,
Jacoby
Brissett, like somebody. The fact that you just rested on your laurels, said, "Hey, Zach Wilson is our guy," is a disgrace. There's a reason why they had that players only meeting. There's a reason why players are frustrated. It's because they're frustrated at you. They're frustrated at the results that's going on with that offense. Zach Wilson is not better than Joshua Dobbs. Zach Wilson is not better than Jameis Winston. Zach Wilson is not better than so many backups in this league. And the fact that you keep playing him
he might not even be better than Gardner Minshew.
No, he's not better than Gardner Minshew. The fact that you keep playing this guy over and over again is malpractice. You're literally sabotaging your team. This team could have won way more games.
If Aaron Rodgers was playing, they'd win that division.
Oh, easily. But even without Aaron Rodgers, let's say, I don't know, Sam Darnold was the quarterback, for crying out loud. They would win more games than what they're winning right now. Zach Wilson, him starting, you're sabotaging your team. And if I was a player, if I was Garrett Wilson, I wouldn't even look Robert Saleh in the eye. Like I wouldn't even talk to him because he realized sabotaged that team. They should have at least what is it?
They're
They
4-5
right now. They should have at least a over 500 record right now. If they had a competent backup QB, they would be like the Browns right now.
You know what I think? I truly believe that Robert Saleh think Aaron Rodgers is going to come back in December. I truly believe he might actually believe that. And he's delusional.
And even if Aaron Rodgers comes back, it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
The record, it's going to be too late. So he's doing all this to just end up having it be too late when Aaron Rodgers supposedly comes back from injury. It's malpractice.
Yeah, I got the Bills, though. They
I
need to win. I don't think the Jets sweeping.
I have the Bills as well. The Bills are at home.
They're not covering 7 points, though. I don't see that.
And the Jets are in disarray. Like, I feel like when two teams are in disarray, who's the more talented team? Who has the quarterback? Give me the Bills. And
You can argue the Jets are more talented, honestly.
well, I said more talented QB.
Oh, okay, the talented. Okay,
Yeah,
QB, okay.
give me the Bills. Honestly, the Bills should have won that game if Josh Allen didn't look like the worst quarterback in the league that first week. So, anywho, let's go to Seahawks versus Rams. Give me the Seahawks this game.
How are the Rams favorited?
What? That's weird. That's really weird. I don't see that. That's
They're favored by 1 point. What the heck?
Yeah, I don't get that at all. That's a weird one.
I'd hammer the freaking
I don't see the
Seahawks
logic in that.
spread. You kidding me?
I don't see that logic. Okay, who you have?
I got the Seahawks. They're not going to be able to match up. The Rams aren't going to be able to match up offensively. So
Yeah, because that Seahawks.
Oh,
defense,
Matthew Stafford is back.
He is back, but I don't see them sweeping
Yeah.
the Seahawks.
Oh, they won the last time?
Yeah, remember week 1 they won
Oh, yeah, week
in,
1. I
in
forgot.
Seattle. People like, oh my God, look at Matthew Stafford. They say he was washed. Puka Nacua. Yeah, I don't see.
Jamal Adams is questionable. Trey Brown's questionable. Tyler Lockett's questionable.
Oh, I see.
Abraham Lucas, well, he's been hurt. He's on IR.
I see what's going on. All right, it's a lot of question marks with the
And
injury
the Rams
report.
are pretty healthy, so
I see. I'm still
go Seahawks.